You are now tuned in to Coming to Conclusions, and I am your host, Dreyah Karter, and I have Mr. Ced here with me today, and we're going to play a game.
The game is called Let's Talk, the card game. And this is brought to you by Cheap Ass Bourbon. But it was free, though.
Happy hour.
Happy hour bourbon.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but okay.
I'm drinking. Take a shot for the... All right, so what we're going to do with this is we have these deck of cards. They have a bunch of different questions on them. I'm going to shuffle them, and then we're going to draw one, and we're going to ask the question, and then we're going to see what answers... That was horrible. What answers we get from this. These cards are stiff. These cards are brand new, and they're pretty thick. It's like shuffling Uno cards.
And you just don't know how to shuffle at this point.
You think so?
You are struggling. You will never be a spades partner of mine shuffling like that.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, you got a little bit better. A little warm up.
It's the thing of the cards.
Whatever.
That's all that is.
Excuses.
You're right. Let's rock out.
Okay.
Pull the first card.
Why I gotta read it?
I'll read it.
Oh.
Do you want to be in a long-term committed relationship, and if so, why?
You gonna answer that first, or I'm gonna answer it first?
I can answer it first.
Okay.
At this point in my life, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. Like, I feel like I done bullshitted so much and waited so long to decide to be in a committed relationship. But I want to do it because I want to have kids. I want to get married. So my answer is yes.
So yes, I want to be in a long-term committed relationship. I am to the point of my life where I want to spoil my person. Like, I want to be a good little housewife, honestly. And that comes from like just wanting to cook dinner, cook breakfast, clean, like iron clothes, lay them out, all of that. Because like, I literally just want to be a good little submissive housewife at this point. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in my life.
What was your first marriage like? It was
fucking horrible. He's like a little kid. I pretty much worked 2-3 jobs. He hardly ever worked. So I took care of him. I was the dominant one.
Is that like a recurring theme for you or
obviously. I get little kids and take care of them and add them to my collection. But you call them my stepkids at this point.
Stepsons.
But now my first marriage wasn't the greatest. I didn't even marry him because I was in love with him. I married him because he shot me. And I didn't want him to go to jail because of my, daughter. So It was just a marriage that was needed so he wouldn't get locked up and I didn't have to testify against him.
And how long was the marriage?
5 years.
Okay.
But like in that 5 years, it was also like an abusive marriage too. I used to get my ass beat on a daily basis. So I never wanted to get married again after that. But now where I'm at, like, I wouldn't mind being married again. I'm just not in a rush to do it. Like, I'm not one of those 35, 36-year-old women, like, I got to get married tomorrow. Like, I've already been married. So if the person that I'm with doesn't want to be married, I'm fine with that. If the person that I'm with has never been married and wants to be married, I'm also fine with that as well.
So now your whole thing is you're getting married. Are you getting married for love now? That's the better question.
Yeah, love and business, honestly.
Love and business?
Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to marry someone, I want to be able to fall in love with them. I don't necessarily have to be in love with them when I marry them. But as long as I can sit there and still do things and we have a good relationship, I trust them and everything else flows and we can make money together, then why not?
Right. What's the longest relationship you've been in?
That would have been my marriage.
Outside of your marriage, second longest?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the guy that was in London, but he was married to somebody else when I was dating him.
Wow.
And engaged to him, so.
Okay.
It's kind of like the reoccurring theme here again. Fucking married men. Yeah.
I think I know my longest relationship was 5 years, 6 years.
When was that?
Probably like about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago.
So what happened with that?
Motherfuckers just outgrow each other.
Oh.
And like I was with her for potential.
That potential gets you every time.
Yeah, that potential fuck you up. And she never got to the level of potential I thought she would have because I feel like, she just had a lot of people around her who gave her bad advice as far as being a woman. So, it's like the potential was there, but then that shit just faded away. And I was like, I can't really do this shit no more.
Shit, no, potential fucks you up.
Yeah, the potential gets you every time. Potential gets you every time.
Learn something new. All right, so next one is you walk in the house and your significant other is angry and upset about something that happened at work. How do you calm him or her down?
Make them laugh. Laughter is the key for everything, man.
Never lied.
Yeah, laughter is the easiest way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Either that or just grab the needle pussy or some shit. I mean,
grab her by the pussy lips.
Yeah, grab her by the pussy lips. You don't give me this pussy and shut about work. Yeah, some shit like that maybe.
Typically for me, if I'm angry, making me laugh is the easiest way for me to not be angry. And that's even if I'm mad at you. For my partner, usually I will walk up and give him a hug, give him a kiss. Usually if you give him a hug, it's kind of like, okay, they relax and it's just, they kind of forget about it. Or you just let them talk about it.
Right, yeah, that's a good thing, let them talk. Yeah. But like the thing with me, when I was in a relationship, I would never bring outside troubles into the home. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why was just because I felt like she couldn't do nothing about that shit anyway.
I feel like most men feel that way, which is why they don't convey what's going on with them.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always heard is like, you don't talk to me. And I'm like, yeah, because you can't fix my shit.
And most men say that. And they also say like they try to fix it before they even get there. Yeah. Which women is more like, this is my problems and I need you to fix my problems because I don't want to fix my own problems. Like I want my person to fix my problems for me.
Hey, I had a conversation with an older guy probably like about a week ago, and he told me some real shit that I never thought about, and then I started thinking back on like previous women I dealt with, and he told me, he was like, it's only two type of women in the world. He was like, women who like to complain because that's their thing. They just like to complain.
Right.
And then you got women who like to complain just because they want to talk to you. But the thing about both women is they don't want you to fix the problem. They just want to be able to complain.
Nah, I want you to fix. Now, I'm not going to say every problem, but majority of them. Because other than that, I'm going to fix them myself. Like, I don't really need you to fix them. I could do it myself. But then, like, sometimes I get to the point where, listen, I had a long day and my nigga, these are my fucking problems and I just need you to fix them so I could be done with my day.
So if you walk in the house and your significant other sees that, if you walk in the house and you're upset about something that doesn't have anything to do with them, and you walk in the house and your significant other say, all right, come on, let's just lay in the bed and I'll hold you. Would that satisfy you?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to be thinking about anything else except in that him. Moment at that time. And half the time, that's really all I fucking need is a fucking hug. Right. And I'm totally okay.
You got any advice for men on how to help their woman in this situation?
Fucking listen.
Just listen.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, the woman's going to tell you what she needs. The last time I had like a bad day, I told my person that like, hey, I had a bad day. I literally just want to lay in bed, watch TV, and just spend time with you. And that motherfucker decided to go out. So now I'm mad at the world because I had a horrible day and I'm mad at you. So you didn't fix my problem. You didn't solve my problem. You just literally made it worse.
Yeah, so, that was a fumble on his part.
Yeah.
Definitely a fumble on his part. Next card.
All
right, let's go. From 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as a potential marriage partner and why?
You these marriage questions that you're getting.
I guess. You want me to answer first?
Yeah.
I would say I'm probably a 9. And the reason why I say that is because at this point in my life, I know what it takes to be a good husband, per se. You know what I mean? Like, everybody always got the explanation of, oh, you got to be a protector and a provider. Okay, that's basic. Yeah, that's basic. But I think the main thing that people overlook when it determines on being a good husband is the fact that you have to be able to not only listen, but you also have to be able to lead. And I think at this point in my life, I'm able to do both.
I mean, I would trust you to lead, man. I don't think you would lead me off of a cliff. And then I think even if you brought me to the cliff, if you told me to jump, I would still jump.
I met you. We just had a conversation about this earlier today. I met you 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And for our beautiful audience, can you please tell them how many times I've given you bad advice?
Never.
Every time I've told you something, that shit has went that way or somewhere similar.
Yeah, it's like as if you just knew and you had a crystal ball you was looking into and said, okay, listen, this is going to happen exactly this way. And now we got down and shit happens exactly that way.
Dear future wife, I'm telling you.
Listen to your future husband.
I can lead. I promise you I can. What about you?
A marriage partner. I'm going to say I am a solid 7.
7. Okay.
And the reason why I give myself a 7 is because I know that there are things that I do that will annoy my partner, honestly.
Like what?
So when I want something, I want something. I don't want to be told no. Because like, don't tell me fucking no, because I'll go get it myself. But I'm asking you to do it because you're my partner. So like, I'm very stubborn. I'm like stubborn and I overthink. So like probably women traits. But I know that those are things that I have to work on. So I would say a 7. Okay. As long as he can deal with that, I mean, everything else pretty much would be great. You don't really have to do anything. And I don't ask for much, and I don't really require much. I like my quality time and my attention. And I like to feel like I'm the only person. I don't want to sit here and be competing with other women. Other people, yeah. And if there is other women there, like I shouldn't hear them blink an eyelash. Honestly, they should not even exist. Even cross. So like, if you're gonna do what you do, just make sure it doesn't get back to me, and make sure I can't tell you're doing something.
Right. That's fair enough.
Don't be messy and lazy.
Yeah, that's cool. And the only reason why I didn't give myself a 10 is because
I thought you were gonna give yourself a 10.
Nah. The reason why I didn't give myself a 10 is because I still get into the mode where I'm kind of like you in the same sense where it's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And I know that whenever women feel like they're not needed, that shit takes away from that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to work on that shit. So yeah, I am trying to work on it. That's why I didn't give myself a 10.
I have a lot of baggage, not gonna lie. Like, I have a crazy ex-husband and I got 3 kids. So like, that right there is a lot to deal with in itself. But for the most part, like, the ex-husband is kind of like slowly taking himself out of the picture. Okay. So he's not really a problem like he was previously when I was dating.
Right.
And then my kids are just like damn near adults at this point. They're teenagers. So they're more so less like, listen, if you can't give me a ride to my game, the movies, or convince my mama to let me do this, then why are you here?
Yeah, why are you even here?
Yeah, so like, it's kind of like, that's the baggage you got to deal with.
What's your purpose? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Not too bad.
All right, next one. Tell me about your 3 closest friends and what influences they have on your life.
Wow.
Do you want to do this card?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can do it. You got 3 close friends?
No. Well, yeah, I do. Okay, yeah.
All right. So my 3 closest friends. Ooh, this gonna be a motherfucker. My 3 closest friends right now at this point in my life will probably be CJ the DJ. My homeboy Trey, aka Reason.
Okay.
And probably oof.
You about to piss a lot of friends off with your third choice.
But I really don't have a lot of friends though. I don't have a lot of friends. Most of the time you see me by myself.
You are by yourself, yes.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be it. Blind. Yeah, Blind would be number 3. Blind was a previous.
He was. I remember him.
Yeah, a previous guest on the podcast.
Me with him.
Yeah. So the reason why I would say what influences they have on their life. Okay. So I'm about to get real deep with you on this one.
Okay.
With CJ, I met CJ in 2010. At that particular time in my life, I was like completely different from the guy I am now. Like, I was a hothead. I was kind of still in the street and everything. And I was still trying to figure out where I wanted to go in life in 2010. You know what I mean? CJ came along, never knew this dude, never met him. We ended up meeting at Tantra. And he came to DJ at an event we used to do on Thursdays there. And DJ Ignis, shout out to Ig. Ig was supposed to be the DJ first, but Ig had another gig, so he sent CJ in his place. I met CJ and our chemistry just clicked. And by meeting CJ, it showed me like, hey, I don't need to really be in the street. It's another way to make money. Okay. That's legit, tax-free and legit. You know what I'm saying? So I always say all the time, like, people ask me like, what type of love I have for CJ. And I feel like if I never would have met CJ at the time that I met CJ, it's no telling what type of shit I would have been doing right now. I could have been locked up, dead, or whatever. But CJ really, our relationship blossomed into me seeing another side of making money. You know what I'm saying? Through parties and radio events and other stuff like that. Okay. Reason, I've been knowing him since we've been 1 year old. Like, his grandmother, my grandmother been friends. They had kids. My mom and his mom grew up together, and then it was us. And with him, he kind of showed me like, hey, never limit yourself.
Okay.
Like, don't put yourself in the box. Like, you can do anything you want to do, which I already had that mindset, but by knowing him and how our backgrounds kind of paralleled, seeing somebody else do the same exact thing I was doing made me be like, I can do it. And then with Blind just the OG, man. Like, Blind just, like, everybody got they OGs, and Blind and Pete Rock, shout out to Pete Rock. They're my two OGs, but Pete Rock now at this point in his life, he's, moving across the country, driving trucks or whatever. So me and Blind are still here. And like, Blind is the guy that I used to look at, and he used to have the girls. He used to dress cool, and I was like, okay, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. So shout out to them three: Blind, Reason, and CJ, my three closest friends. How they influenced me.
All right, so my three is Stephanie, which she's been on the podcast before.
Shout out to Stephanie.
And my second one is going to be Cum'n, which is like an older guy that I met.
That's a dude from Philly?
No.
Okay.
He's from New York.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you is going to be my third one.
Oh, wow, for real?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So, Stephanie, cameraman's crying. It's just a little tear. So Stephanie pretty much is like the one that I literally talk to her every single day. So she's kind of like my free therapist to a degree. But since I met her, she just basically showed me a different way of looking at relationships and showing me things that I need to work on that I didn't know that I need to work on, as far as like intimacy go and affection, stuff like that. So once I met her as an adult, I kind of sort of learned like, okay, I need to be more feminine versus masculine. And she kind of sort of helps me be that. And then she's like honest. It's more so like, she's like my truth mirror in a sense. Okay. So the things that I know I need to do, she tells me like, bitch, you fucking up, and why aren't you doing this shit? Okay. Cum'n, which is an older cat. I met him while he was in jail. And he taught me the ways of the streets. Okay. So with him, I learned a lot. Scams. Not my best moments in life, but I learned a lot of illegal shit from him, honestly. Okay. And then I learned how to like peep illegal shit, and then I learned how to make it to a business. Right. So he's the one that basically showed me how to turn something that is illegal into legal and to make money off of it. And that's how I pretty much came up with my first business. Oh, okay. Which was basically managing money for inmates.
And I remember you told me about that. So that's how you got into that. Yeah. Okay.
Because of him.
It all makes sense. I do remember you mentioning this guy. Okay. Yeah. I remember you mentioning him before.
And so, he was in jail for murder. Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So, he told me his whole situation. I met a lot of people through him. But overall, like, he also showed me that just because of the situation you're in, you shouldn't judge them. And that there are really good people that are locked up that, are just wrong place, wrong time, and they're in a fucked up situation. And then you, because since I've met you, you have been like dead on with everything. But you also aren't afraid to just tell me the truth. So as much as people lie to me and just tell me things that, I just want to hear or that sounds good, you always have kept me honest and told me anything that I needed to know to help benefit me to where I wouldn't get hurt. So I felt like out of all of that, you have influenced it to where like, trust my gut, I know what the fuck I need to do, but I don't do it. I'm fucking stubborn. So it's been a great influence.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. That's good to know. It's my turn to draw. I'm going to go from the middle of the day.
The middle.
Let's cheat a little bit.
You're going to get another relationship question.
Oh, this is crazy. Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person of the same sex? If not, could you be with someone that has? Why or why not? Nah, I've never engaged in sexual activity with another guy. No, not to nobody who does it, but it's not really my boat to float. Could I be with a woman that has? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have been with women who have engaged in sexual activity with other women. And it's just like, it's a difference between a guy messing with another guy and a girl messing with another girl. When the guy messes with another guy, you can't put the toothpaste back in the toothpaste. in the bottle of toothpaste. It just doesn't work. So like, nah, but I could deal with a woman who mess with other women. I mean, it's cool.
So yeah, I've been with women. I've had girlfriends, had threesomes. So yes, I've been with a person of the same sex. And could I be with someone who has?
Could you be with a guy that was getting fucked in the ass?
I have.
You never cease to amaze me.
I have. The problem was he was getting more dick than me. And
oh no.
Couldn't have that. So yeah, so that's why. That's why I could not be, but I'm
gonna take a drink of yours too on that note.
Oh goddamn.
You ever heard a woman say, shit, this nigga was getting more dick than me?
No, but he was.
Yikes.
I mean, it started out with me pegging him, and then he's, moved to...
He had to go to the real thing, huh?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't good enough.
Your dick wasn't hitting no shit.
He figured it out. First of all...
Your dick ain't worth shit.
I commend niggas that can fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
That whole in the bed missionary fucking, that shit is a fucking workout. That's not for me. I'd rather stand up and fuck my nigga. That sounds so horrible, but when I was pegging, I'd rather stand up doggy style from behind versus in the bed planking over a nigga fucking him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You never know what you'll hear on this show. You never know what you'll walk into.
You open up the can of worms with your card.
Yeah.
Next one is, which of your dating standards are absolutely non-negotiable, and explain why?
Am I answering first?
I'll start.
Okay.
So my non-negotiables are, I don't date married men when I know that they're married.
Right.
And I don't date men who don't take care of their kids when I know that they have kids.
Oh yeah, shout out to you, because most women, boy, y'all
yeah,
I'm
not gonna date a guy that has kids and he's not doing anything for his kids, or not even an active father. Because you're not gonna be around my kids, giving my kids like the dad of the year, and you're not taking care of your own.
I give you one better. Women who have kids from guys that are already deadbeats, and you know the guy's a deadbeat. What the fuck do you think he's gonna do for your kid? That's craziness, insanity, stupidity, ridiculousness, outrageous.
I'm going to lose people because you're tearing them apart.
That's crazy. But yeah, so that's any other non-negotiables you got?
Those are the only two.
All right.
I have to work with everything else.
All right. So one of my dating non-negotiables used to be I would not date women with kids. Mm-hmm. But that shit is so far and few in between to find a woman that doesn't have kids now.
Say, you have to get an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
That's questionable.
And these motherfuckers having kids at like 17, 18. So like, yeah. So that's out the question. So now my whole thing is that's non-negotiable. I'm not dating a woman that don't have a job. Like, you got to have some type of steady income coming in. I wouldn't give a fuck if I do give a fuck. You couldn't be working at a fast food spot. But you got
pick up your girl from Burger King?
Nah, I don't want to do that. Nah, I mean like actively dating, because like if I'm dating at this point, I'm dating to marry you. Okay. Like you got like I'm not gonna date for fun. Like I'm not just gonna be like, oh bitch, you bored, let's go out to eat. Nah, I'm not doing that shit.
So like what was your last date? Like when did you go on your last date?
My last date, wow. Probably like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's not that long ago.
Nah. Like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Where did you go?
Just went out to eat.
Okay.
Went out to eat.
You don't even like going out to eat.
Yeah, I'd rather cook.
I know.
I'd rather cook. But you don't want to always just have the female in the house and you just cooking.
You gotta take her out.
Yeah, you got women want to go out.
Yeah, I like going out at least once a week, honestly. I know that
I feel like you should. No, that's not. Like I feel like if you're in a relationship, it should be at least 2 days out the week where one day you take your woman out and you do whatever the fuck shit is that you want to do and that she want to do. Okay. And it's something that y'all want to do together. So y'all should go on 3 dates in one day if possible.
Okay.
And the other day should be a day where you and your significant other just chill. It's just y'all. It could be even after you getting off work. No phones, no outside shit. Even if you just sit and watch a movie together. I feel like that's only fair. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a good balance, honestly.
Yeah. It should be 2 days out the week. Like, I feel like you asking a dude to take you out once a week is not bad. That's actually less than what I think a woman should get.
Yeah, because like I'm cool with 1 day out the week. Like I feel like once a week we have a date night. The only thing about date night is like I'm so indecisive. I can't even tell you what I want to do at this point.
So all right. So let's put a hypothetical solution out.
Okay.
Let's say on a Saturday afternoon, you get up. Let's say one of your kids have a basketball game. Well, your son play basketball,
yeah,
right?
my son play basketball.
All right, so let's say your son got a basketball game at like 1:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 3:00 in the afternoon, you know, the game over, you're on the way back home or whatever. And your significant other hits you up and say, hey, I'm going to be at your house to pick you up at 5:00, dress up and wear something nice. But he don't tells you anything. He just like, wear something nice.
Mm-hmm.
So he come and get you, you go to a bar, you drink, you go out to eat, and then you just like maybe go downtown or something and just walk around. Would that suffice for you? Even though you didn't pick anything on it?
I don't want to pick, honestly.
Right, okay.
So like when I have a date night and I have to pick, it's like I don't even want to go on a date now.
Yeah,
because like what the point is like date night if I got to tell you what to do for me. You should know me by now to know like, okay, she likes doing these type of things.
That makes sense.
Fucking put the shit together.
So what if a guy comes and picks you up, but he takes you to do everything he likes to do?
What does he like to do?
Okay, like let's say he's into sports or some shit.
I love sports.
Like, okay, so Savannah has baseball and a hockey team now, semi-pro. I think they have a basketball team too.
Yeah.
So let's say he just be like, all right, we gonna go to the Ghost Pirates game. Shout out to the Ghost Pirates, man.
I know. You've been to a lot of games this season.
Oh yeah, man. My neighbors play for the Ghost Pirates. I rock with them boys.
Okay.
I got a couple of neighbors that's Ghost Pirates. But let's say he come and get you. He take you to like the escape room because it's something he like to do, and then after that you go to like a hockey game, and then after that you go out to eat somewhere, late night open spot. You know what I mean? And that's fine.
Great time, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. So, but it doesn't matter if it's just something he like to do.
I don't care what it is. We literally can get in the car and just listen to music and just drive and talk, and I'm cool with that.
That's all right, man. Shout out to you, man.
I'm very simple. Just get me out the house. It's just all about quality time. That's really what I want.
Is you dressing up a significant part of it?
Me, no. However, what I've learned is that usually my partners want me to. So I'm the type of chick, I don't like wearing bras. Like, I just fucking hate wearing bras. Date night, I have to wear a bra. Like,
why?
Because like one of the people that I used to date, like it was if we were going out on a date, put a bra on, do your face, get dressed, like put some effort into it. I'm taking you out, bitch. Okay. So like I get it and I understand and I don't mind. However, I'm cool with just like sweats and a hoodie or a tank top or something, and I'm good. I don't need to dress up, but if my person wants me to, I will. Mm-hmm. I also like it if my person just pick out my clothes for me. Like if you want me to dress up, lay the shit out of the bed. Like don't sit there and be like dress up. Just lay the shit out, and I'll be like, okay, date night, and that's what I'm gonna wear.
You so simple to please, man.
I'm very simple to please, and niggas just can't get it right. Maybe it's the wrong niggas.
All right. Oh, this fits right into you perfectly. Is it important for you to know the number of sexual partners your significant other has?
No.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not one of these guys that, she fucked 20 niggas. And I'm going to add my opinion on this shit because I never commented on it.
Yeah, because that kind of like blew up. We didn't expect that.
All right. So, for all of our previous viewers or listeners or whatnot, one of the clips that we put on social media was with Dreyah and the guy asked her, like, what's her body count? Do you want to say your body count now?
I mean, I can.
Okay.
It's 36.
Okay, so 36. And I seen dudes all in the comments and shit like, oh my God, that's so many people she fucked and this and that. All right, dude, listen. I'm going to give you a real simple breakdown on why 36 really isn't a high number.
Okay.
Let's say, and this is like super, super mythical, but let's just say it happens. Let's say your significant other is 35 years old. That's about your age range, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's just say she waited until she was 20 years old to have sex, all right? She lost her virginity at 20. 20 to 35, that's 15 fucking years, right? Let's say in those 15 years, she had sex with 2 dudes each fucking year. That's 30 guys right there. So a female saying I had sex with 36 guys throughout my life at 35 years old is not a lot of people, fellas. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas is looking for a bitch to be like, I only fucked 3 dicks in my whole life. It's not gonna fucking happen.
And then they're gonna cheat on her if it's only 3 people she's been with because she don't know how to fuck.
That's not true.
Really?
That's not true.
I feel like that's a lot. I feel like most niggas is not patient enough to teach a chick how to fuck them how they want to be fucked.
I will say this. I might have an outlier. When I was in college, I was like 19. No, I was 20. I met a chick that had only fucked one guy before me.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about her was that she was super curious about sex. So like anything that she did, she always strived to get better at that shit.
Okay, a perfectionist.
Right.
Okay.
So now at this point in her life, she's probably like a beast. She probably could make a motherfucker come in like 2 seconds. But like back then, like, yeah, she was on that shit.
Okay.
So
you a teacher?
Not now. No, not at this point.
Are you too old to teach now?
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, if you can't come in here and suck this dick right and ride this dick good and take dick the way I want you to do it, I don't want to be bothered.
Wow.
I'm not. I'm just being honest.
Like, how many tries does a female have?
Twice.
Twice?
I will give you one because you may be nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You may be drunk.
Okay.
That second time, listen, baby, you coming to the pros. You got to come out here and handle this shit. Like, we can't have you out here on the court, on the field, and you don't know what the fuck going on. You don't know the rules of the game. You just fucking up. You slowing up progress. Get the fuck out of traffic.
Like,
2 times.
is there something like you would be like, okay, that's understanding as to why it didn't work out like the second time?
If alcohol is involved.
Okay.
But that's like, but me personally though, when I first meet a chick, I don't want to fuck a chick while she drunk. Not the first, second, third, or fourth time.
You just staying away from all problems at this
point.
Yeah,
because that shit is a slippery slope that I don't want to slide down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like the first 2 or 3 times I link up with a chick and I fuck, I'd rather her be sober. That way she knows what she's doing and she's consensual to everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm not fucking a chick.
Do you think that like if you're fucking a chick sober, like she's kind of more reserved in a sense? Like, do you feel like you get a nastier version of her if she's drunk?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time. Like most chicks that I've dealt with, the liquor does a thing to them. It makes them go harder. Mm-hmm. Now, you add the liquor with the turbo button, then you good to go. You know what the turbo button is?
No, he was about to actually explain.
Jay, you know what the turbo button is? No. The turbo button.
The fuck you got going on?
The turbo button is when you put your finger in their ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like turbo button plus plus slicker. Yeah, she's gonna go out of the control. Yeah. So
agree. Next question is, what's the last major goal you have accomplished, and what obstacles did you have to overcome to do so?
The last major goal I accomplished. Wow. I think I know what my last major goal. My last major goal was to get my credit score to a 700.
Oh, look at you, baller.
No, say all of that. So all I really did, to be honest with you, was I just embraced credit cards. Like I avoided credit cards all my life.
Because you were told to.
Yeah, because I saw people go into like major debt behind credit cards, and then when I started looking for a house, like I was like, this shit weird as a fuck. Like, I was able to buy cars with like the minimal credit, I guess, with no credit history, whatever. But now that I'm trying to buy a house,
like, you gotta have this,
you gotta have this, and this,
that,
right?
Yeah.
And so the only thing I had on my credit report at the time was my student loans. Those got paid off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So now my credit score is like a 698. But you know, shout out to Angel and Leroy. They've been showing me how to build my credit back up. So yeah, I'll be back to 700 in probably like a month or so. So that's all I had to do.
So, okay. So mine, major goal that I've accomplished. I think it was like, no, it is. It was like leaving, being a W-2 employee. So I don't work for anyone. I work for myself.
You're an independent contractor. Yeah.
So
1099, shout out.
Yeah, 1099 is awesome. So I basically am a part owner of a tech company. So I literally left anything that was remotely close to stable to just go and jump in a whim of something with 2 people that I did not even know, and hope to God that they didn't fuck me over. And this is the best choice of my life.
Right.
I just couldn't handle being a W-2 person anymore. So like 1099 is awesome. I get dividends. It's amazing. So I think that would be like one of my major goals that I've accomplished. And that was just getting over myself, or getting over the fear of not knowing what would happen and just embrace the unknown and go with the flow.
You think you would ever go back to a W-2 if the right situation?
Nah, I don't want to be a 9-to-5. I don't want to sit here and have to be obligated to respond to you. I have clients that send me an email, and if I don't want to respond to it, guess what? I ain't gonna respond to it. And then all I have to do is say, I was off.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
But like now, like I think when I started with the tech company, I was supposed to be a consultant more so and actually doing the work. And now it's more so I am restructuring the company and creating organization for operations. So it's just creating a lot of policies, making sure clients are happy, which is totally not what I was expecting. And in sales, because apparently I could sell the fuck out of shit now, and I didn't even think that I could do it.
I could believe you'd be a good saleswoman.
Everyone said that, and I did not have faith in myself. And now I'm sitting here selling like $100,000 contracts to companies, and it's just like, wow, is that fucking easy?
I could definitely believe you as a good saleswoman. Okay, so that's a cool accomplishment to have. To be honest with you, shout out to you, man, because a lot of people would not have the nuts to do that.
Yeah, wasn't gonna happen, honestly. They just came from nowhere.
All right, here go a good question. You or your significant other becomes pregnant and he or she approaches you about an abortion. What would be your response?
I'm this age now. If I was to get pregnant by somebody, if they have kids, I don't want it.
Okay.
Like, I just don't want to start over.
Okay.
There's no reason that me and this person has to have a kid together. You have your kids, I have my kids, together we have our kids. Right. I don't need to have a kid with you. The only way that I would have a kid at this age and remotely start over is if the person that I am with does not have kids. Then I am open to having kids. Okay. But understand that if I get pregnant for any reason, the relationship does not work, you go our separate ways, kid goes with you, I don't want it.
That's sweet.
I am not paying child support, don't ask. I will still be a mom. I will still come to events. I will still do the motherly things. If you need someone to babysit your child while you go on vacation, I'm right here, drop them off at the house. But no, it's not staying with me. All you.
That's pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let me back up. Previously, before and now, if a chick got pregnant and she came to me and was like she wanted to get an abortion, I would leave that choice totally to her.
Okay.
But now at this point, being how I want kids, I would try to talk her out of it. But ultimately, you can't tell a female what to do with her body. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, as a man, I don't think you can get mad at a woman for wanting or not wanting an abortion. Like, that shit really boils down to her. But I would try to talk her into keeping it at this point in my life.
Would you talk her into keeping it and then taking full custody? Like, is the person that's pregnant, say for instance, like if you know just for a fact she would not be a good mom, it was just a slip up, a fluke. Would you just convince her to keep it and then you take custody, or would you just be like, keep it and then just deal with the child support? And
no, fuck no. I'm not doing child support. Now, I would prefer, because I don't know, this marriage shit is looking really far-fetched right now. So I would prefer to get a chick pregnant and then she'd be like, hey, this is your kid. I want nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I would prefer that if I couldn't get married.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do the whole single dad shit. Like, I think I have a good enough support system around me between, my mom. My mom would be the mother for all that shit. But between, like my mom and like other family members and like real close female friends I have, like I feel like they would step up and help do things to help me kind of, make that transition a little bit easier. So I would definitely do the single dad shit. So for all ladies, if I happen to slip up and get you pregnant, you can definitely be like, hey, I don't want nothing to do with this little kid. This is your kid. I will gladly accept that shit.
I think you've done so much for like other people's kids that I think a lot of your friends wouldn't mind helping you out anyways.
I know, exactly. Like, I got so many god kids and kids running around calling me uncle that's not even related
Uncle
to me.
Ced.
Yeah. So like they would and now I've got to the point where I have friends whose kids are old enough to where they would be like, yeah, I will watch a kid while you go to work. Yeah, I'll watch a kid while you go and record, coming to conclusions. You know what I'm saying? So like stuff like that. Yeah, I think I have a good enough support system, a good village to help me out.
And my kids can be like babysitters, especially my daughter.
Yeah, your daughter cool as fuck.
Okay.
Right.
Have you ever blown up, called, or text repeatedly? I can't get the word out without getting a response someone's phone before? If so, what was the reason?
Oh man, you want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
You want to hear a funny story?
Does it involve you robbing someone?
No,
Okay.
no, that story, we still got that story on the back burner. We're going to get to that one soon. Maybe not this episode, but another episode. All right. I was fucking with a chick one time, and you know me, you know my demeanor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the type of guy to be like, where the fuck you at? What you doing? None of that shit. I'm free will, baby. Like, whatever you want to do that shit, all right? And I was fucking with this one chick, and this chick pussy was so good. This shit had me bugged the fuck out one time. I got drunk as a fuck and left where I was at, and I wanted to fuck this girl. And it was like 1 a.m. I called the phone one time. Shit went to voicemail. I text, rode home, called the second time. Phone rung, went to voicemail. Took a shower, got out of the shower.
Called again,
voicemail. Laid in the bed, thought about it for a second. Called again, voicemail. I was like, fuck, I'm about to ride by this motherfucking house. I didn't do that though. Only because I was drunk. If I was sober, I would have got in the car. But I didn't want to take the DUI risk. Went to sleep.
For some pussy.
Went to sleep, woke up the next morning. Well, went to sleep. She called me back the next morning, like 7 a.m. and was like, what's up? What's wrong? My first response to her was, who you was fucking? And she was like, what? She was like, nigga, I was asleep. I was like, nah, I know you was fucking somebody else. And she was like, nigga, you tripping. You're not even my boyfriend. And I was like, yeah, she got a point. I had to let that bitch go. I was too wide open at that point.
Feelings.
Yeah, I was too wide open at that point. And I'm not going to say who she is, but shout out to CJ. CJ know who she is. I couldn't fuck with her no more. That bitch brought me out of character, cuz. She brought me out of character, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this no more.
The one person that has brought you out of character.
That was the one and only time where I blew this. And it wasn't even blowing the phone. I think I called like I say, 4 times in one text.
I mean, I don't feel like I was blowing it up. I feel like
you
gave it time. But for
me,
you,
yeah.
Yes.
You got one call and one text from me. If you don't answer, we on to the next project, baby.
Yeah, you don't like that's even with me. If I call you answer the phone most of the time when I call.
Yeah, I try to answer the phone.
Yeah. Now, if I don't respond to your text message, I'm not gonna hear from you until I text you back.
Oh yeah, I don't do that. Yeah, and just like now, if I'm on the phone with a female, I can like this female like a motherfucker. If she tell me, hey, I'm gonna call you back, I gotta do such and such, I'm not calling back till she call me back. I'm not.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you do.
Childish as fuck, but hey,
it is. But I get it. I don't like calling people because if you don't answer your fucking phone, I'm pissed. I feel like everybody usually has their phone in their hand. So there is no reason why you can't answer my phone call when I call, unless you're busy. But if I know that you're not busy, then I'm usually the one going to call. But I'm not going to call you when I know for a fact that you're doing something.
Right.
So 9 times out of 10, I would blow your phone up if I'm trying to get in contact with you. So I have done it. I have stalked a guy. I have sat in front of someone's house till like 5 o'clock in the morning. Because the nigga wasn't answering my fucking phone calls.
Shit.
Yeah, I drove all the way to fucking Bluffton.
South Carolina?
Okay, so let me tell you a quick little story, right?
Jeez.
I was dealing with this one guy, and sex was really, really good. And so he just literally just stopped answering my phone calls. Like, we were texting, talking, and he just stopped answering. So I'm blowing his phone up. Still not answering. So I done called my homegirl, like, bitch, stake out. And she was like, where? Bluffton. She was like, all right, cool. So then I'm like, all right, now we about to go on a whole mission. We done got dressed, got pizza, got drinks. We're in the freaking SUV because I rented a car just for this so he wouldn't know my car. Now, mind you, when I went on this mission, right, didn't even know where the nigga lived. All I had was a vicinity of where he lived at based off of conversation. And I had pictures of roughly what the front of his house looked like when I put it together. The pictures of dogs that he sent me in the neighborhood. Found the house though.
Oh.
Yeah, good detective work. And he pulled up with another chick like in the middle of the night.
5 in the morning?
5 in the morning. That was the confirmation. And after that, I just stopped fucking with him.
You never talked to him? You never confronted him about it? Just let it be?
Just let it be.
Yeah, fuck it at that point. Yeah.
Because after I thought about it, I said, that's really fucking stupid, Jessica. Like, you literally have put the shit together through pictures, text messages, and conversation, found where the nigga lived, and then caught in with another bitch.
Just to blow yourself.
Yeah. So, sometimes I am the creator of my own chaos
my own
and
misery.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. We'll do one more, then we'll get out of here. We got a fight to watch tonight. I'm going to go from the bottom of the deck.
Yikes.
All right. When in a relationship, do you feel it's appropriate to have a best friend of the opposite sex? Why and why not? Why or why not?
I feel like it's appropriate. You could have friends of the opposite sex. I feel like as long as there is a boundary that is put in place, I feel like if it's truly your friend isn't going to cross that boundary.
Right.
Most of my male friends, when I'm in a relationship, I literally don't hear from them unless I'm calling them because they just know how I am when I'm in a relationship and they respect it. But on the other side of it, it's like most men who have female best friends, it's usually the female that doesn't respect the relationship, or the guy is allowing that female friend to do stuff. And so at that point in time, like, if that is the case, then no, it's not appropriate, because there should be no reason why your female friend comes before what me and you have going on if this is what you want to be. Because if you want to be with her, you should have been over there with her.
Right.
So
that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm kind of about to contradict myself, but I feel both sides of the coin. With women, most of the time, every guy that you've met since you've been at least 21 has been trying to fuck you at some point. You know what I mean? Some dudes fuck around and get on the highway and get off at the wrong exit, end up in the friend zone. Some guys go too far and end up overshooting it and just get X'd out the picture, and now you're just an associate. And then you got some guys who play the role to be like, hey, I'm just a friend. I'm hoping her current dude fuck up and I can be the break this case in emergency and it's the spare dick on the side type shit. So if I'm in a relationship with a woman, I'm always mindful of the guys that she called friends. You know what I mean? I feel like if you have a male friend and this dude has tried to fuck you, tried to talk to you, you have already fucked them, or he's made it clear as day by words or actions that he's trying to be with you, that's not really your friend. All right. Now you do have relationships where some guys, you grow up with them, and y'all have like a bond that's damn near like family. That's different. I respect that, because I would never ask my female friend to not be friends with a guy that she's known for 20 years for me to come right. Because if me and you fall out, this dude already been there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I would hope it would be the same with me. Like, I have a couple of female friends, not a lot, but a couple that I've never tried to have sex with. You know what I mean? Like, we've always been cool. And most of those friends have been friends that I've known since either childhood, high school, or college. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they've been there for a while.
They've been there for a while. And I would never tell them, hey, I can't talk to you because I got a girlfriend. I would never do that shit. So kind of like I say, it's a contradiction on that shit, but it's a whole lot different. Most of the women friends, they're not trying to fuck you. Because if they wanted to fuck you, they would have been fucking you. Right. That's the contradiction on that shit.
That was interesting.
That was interesting. Shout out to Tonight Let's Talk, the card game. Follow him on Instagram and all that shit. I drunk my cheap ass bourbon.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
She babysitting hers.
It's disgusting.
It really was. It was a struggle to get through it, but I did it.
I like expensive liquor.
I like liquor that just don't taste bad.
Okay, whatever. That's not good.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the team, man. Coming to conclusions. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. You know what I mean?
I don't do that shit.
I know you don't.
I'm horrible with that. But YouTube, the website, www.comingtoconclusions.com.
Dreyah Karter on Instagram.
Dreyah Karter on Instagram, yep.
I'm Chevy Ced on Instagram.
Yeah.
Fuck with us. We out.